Hello FlossTube Stitchers. It's the second week of February, but I'm going to tease you a little while longer because I want to show you some fabric first. It's taking up some space and it's right in front of me. So if I do that first, I'll have a little more room to spread out my February freebie starts. So this is part of my Atomic Ranch Fabrics Neutral Automatic of the Month Club. There are still some openings if you're interested. A lot of this is spoken for, but you can just email me or say something in the comments if you're interested. You can also still join the program. If I'm adding a fabric that I'm not currently, like a count that I'm not currently carrying, or if I'm adding something from last month that I ran out of, it might take 2 months to catch up, but they're still willing to work with shops in making additions and changes to their automatic. This month it's Amber Waves, and I've practiced this a few times. I want to get the best look possible. That is a pretty good representation of the color. It might be a tinge darker in person, but then I don't know what it's going to look like to you on the other end. But I get the automatic in 14 and 16 Aida, 28 and 32 Lugana, and 32, 36, and 40 in linen. I'm going to use the 16 count as a base for talking about what colors it might match. Okay. So Weeks Dye Works Amber has a little bit of the color running through it, but it's much darker. It has a, the darker brownish gold running through it. Banana Pudding is a really close match, but it doesn't show up well on camera. So I was afraid you wouldn't get the yellow tone to it if I only showed you that match. And then this is Yukon Gold, and this is maybe a bit brighter than what the Amber Waves is. But anyway, I hope that gives you a good feel for what the fabric looks like. I'm really excited about it. I could see fall or Halloween, even some spring things, a bee for sure, Christmas because it's gold. So I think this is going to be a really great neutral. All right, and then I got my very first order from Legacy Fiber Arts, and I'm going to show you the colors. There's 6 colors that I chose. I think they have 10 or 12, but I chose 6 to start with, and they require that you get full yards, and I was really so surprised at how quickly the order came, but because they sell full yards only, they really don't have to do a lot of serging, so I think their process goes quicker. So I'm going to show you the colors in Aida and then tell you what I got in linen. So the first color is Boston Tea, and it's a neutral that has a little bit of gray to it. And I got this in 18 count Aida, 32 Belfast, and 40 Newcastle. And then I got Covered Bridge, which has a little bit of green running through it that makes it different from Boston Tea. And Covered Bridge I got in 20 count Aida, 32 Belfast, and 36 Edinburgh. So they call it a light brown. It's showing up more green on camera, but it does have like a gray-green running through it. And these were, it's so hard to match these up to floss colors because there's so many different shades running through it. But if something grabs your eye, go to their website and look, or ask me to describe it further. And I would try to do that like in an email or something and send a picture. All right, then Dunes at Dusk is lighter than the other two. It's closer to it's closer to Boston Tea. And again, this is coming off green on camera, but it's a light beige. And this I got in 16 count Aida, 32 Belfast, and 40 Newcastle. So I tried to really mix it up. I got one Aida and 2 linens in each color, and I actually worked it out. I have like a spreadsheet for fabric. You have to when you're ordering because they have so many different colors. One doesn't carry Lugana, one doesn't carry Aida, this requires this. So on my spreadsheet, I figured out that I had ordered 2 each of the 3 counts of Aida that I got and 4 each of the 3 counts of linen. So it worked it out pretty evenly, and then amongst the colors as well. The next color is Millstone, and it has, I think, a little more gray in it than the other ones do. And I got this in 18 Aida, 36 Edinburgh, and 40 Newcastle. It still has beige. Yeah, see, the beige is not coming up. It totally looks gray in the picture. But it is like a light beige with some gray running through it. Then this definitely is gray. It's called New England Gray. Let's see if that looks pretty good. That looks really good on camera right there. So this one I got in 16 Aida, 32 Belfast, and 36 Edinburgh. And the last color is Nor'easter. And this is a little more of like a tealy blue gray. And I got this in 20 count Aida, 36 Edinburgh, and 40 Newcastle. Their description of this is a cool gray. But there's some teal running through it. There, you can see the difference. All right, so I'm excited about working with them. They were very quick. They also have a policy where they don't charge your credit card until they know you've received the package, which is quite unusual. All righty, so that's the end of the fabric. So last week there were only 5 days that I showed. This week there's 7. On the first day, I worked on the cutest turkey. It's called Thankwool because it looks like a wool blanket design. This is by Stone Street Stitchworks, and it's available on their website and in their fan group on Facebook. And since the wool pattern is kind of complicated and has about 6 colors in it, I'm going to show you what my back looks like. I pulled the threads to the back to take the picture for social media, but I had left all of the tails on the front because I thought if I found that I missed a stitch someplace or put a wrong stitch in, it would be easier for me to fix it. So this is how much I got done on the first day, and I'm using the suggested colors. They use all DMC except one overdyed in the middle of the blanket. And this is a piece of, did I say what I stitched it on? Well, it doesn't matter because it's 30, is it 30 count? Now I don't remember if it's 30 or 35, but it's an older R&R Reproductions color that they no longer make because when they moved to the Zweigart base, they changed the names anyway. But it's kind of a golden color. This design probably would look good on any of those amber waves that came in. So I was really pleased by how much I got done on that. That was a Monday, so I think since I'm off on Mondays, I can start stitching earlier in the evening. So that's that. Then I actually worked on this one 2 days, which is why I was able to finish it. I think I started it on Sunday night because on Sunday I had shown a fully finish of a free chart. So I was able to finish this. And, you know, I'm taking these pictures like around midnight because I stitch as much as I can on the start for that day. I did the same thing for Mania. And then I'm trying to take the picture at midnight at home. And I'm like, where am I going to find good light at home? So you couldn't see the stars and the moon when I showed it on Facebook and Instagram, but you can see in real life that they do show up. So I feel better about my decision now than I did that night. I was thinking that maybe I wanted to re-stitch the moon in like a yellow color, a bright yellow, or even doing it in like a treasure braid or a cry neck. And then somebody had suggested that I backstitch around it. But you can see now that the white really does show up in person. This is a 14 count fabric flare called Tarnish. No, it's not 14, it's 16. So then afterwards I thought, I wonder if I would have been happy with one strand on the 16, but I was using two because I thought it was 14. And their fabric is stamped, so it doesn't shrink. So I think it was just mismarked. So anyway, I think that's really cute. This is Tiny Modernist Halloween Cat, and you can find it on her website. And I'll put all the links in the show notes, and then at the end of the month, whatever that video number is, I'll put the links to all 28. So I think he's really cute. The only change I made was I made the green brighter for the stem, and then I used the same green for the eyes. And Cheryl had used I think the lightest orange for the eyes, and I just thought I'd add some more green. So I put green eyes. But that was a really fun, quick stitch. Then I worked on From the Heart Love Mini Quaker, and see how close I can get without too much. So that's what the whole thing looks like. Just looks like part of a sampler, part of a Quaker sampler. And I didn't get a whole lot done, but it was quick stitching because I'm using one strand of Belle Soie. It's just so much quicker when you stitch with one strand. And I'm satisfied with this. It's 32 Sage Joblin. It's an older dye lot of sage, so it's not quite as green as it's coming in now. So I really like this. I'm glad I had a bunch of this. And I'm using, can I read backwards? Well, I definitely used cranberry. I was auditioning a number of pinks. I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm going to choose because I tried them in different lights, and I tried them with different dark maroon colors. So I think this is the combination that I like the best. So I can't wait to finish this. I really want to work on this some more. All right, then the next day I showed a finish. So this is also my vintage stitch for the week. And I don't remember when I did this, but it had to be 10 or 15 years ago. I don't remember what, you can see what date is on the free chart, and maybe it's even older than that, but I didn't stitch it right away. But this is a Lizzie Kate, and you know I always do my Freebie February with things that you can find yourself because I don't want to mail people paper copies all the time. What is the postage stamp up to like 65 cents right now? So I always try really hard to make sure that it's something you can get easily yourself. And you don't have to print it out if you don't have a home printer. A lot of these I've actually worked from my iPad. So this is called Liberty by Lizzie Kate, and I did it on a 24 count Zweigart banding, natural with blue, and I believe it's still available because I saw it on, now I don't remember the site, but I believe I saw that it was still available to order. And then she had a sterling silver flag. I'm not sure you could still find these, but there's tons of flag charms you can find. So I stuck that there. And when this was finished into a pillow, the finisher did not sew the banding down. She just sewed it into the side of the pillow. So that was a really easy finish. And then she added those buttons at the bottom. So I think it's really cute. Then the next day, I worked on a la-di-da, and Lori very nicely does her charts this way. So if a shop prints it off, they can Xerox it for their customers. This is also the way she would give it to us, you know, with an order or at a trade show. So this is how it comes. It's called Hand and Heart. And it actually called for 35 count putty, with the onyx from the Gentle Art. Where'd that dark hair come from? It's not even mine. All right, so this is the 35 count putty. And then I think the other color they used was aged pewter. And I had several different dye lots of aged pewter, and I had them in with this. I didn't even cut the fabric. I put it aside, and I suppose I was going to make kits or something. And I never stitched it because it was the combination of colors was just a little bit too prim for my taste. I mean, I think this looks really pretty together. Maybe there was something about the aged pewter. And of course, my dye lot might not have been the same as what Lori chose in the first place. So it sat around for a while, and I never did it until I, not too long ago, maybe last year, put this little scrap in my stash at home. And this is 32 count Feldspar Belfast linen from Picture This Plus. And it's kind of like it looks more blue in person. It's a blue-gray with some neutral, like a peachy, fleshy tone going through it. And I usually stitch with the selvage on the side, but I think the reason I took this piece home is because it had like kind of a weirdish light thing in the center, and I thought, what if people don't want to buy this? Like, what if it's too weird? You know, if I fold this up and put it in my little remnant packs, maybe somebody would think it was weird. So I think that's why I took it. It was the last of the yardage that I had purchased. So anyway, I positioned it so that that light mark is going to be where the hand is stitched, so it wouldn't be as obvious. So I'm really liking this. I did get a lot done on the first day that I worked on it, but I also stitched on it for about an hour on another day, and so I finished the border. And I haven't chosen my second color yet, because the second color would have been the aged pewter, and that would just blend right in. Like, would be no reason for me to fill anything in if I did it in that color. But there's some little motifs that are also done in that. So I don't think I'm going to pick up the beigey color. I think I'm more likely to pick maybe a blue, like a dull blue. That's more me. So that takes care of that. And then one more day until today. Today I'm going to show you a fully finish, because that way I get I can take a screenshot of me holding it for the social media post, and then you're not seeing me hold up something and you don't know what it is because I'm not describing it. So I decided to do that on Sundays. And this is Attempting Tangles. That's the design. I'm trying to not have some glare on it. And it's green, gold, and it's a nice red, but the other is green and gold, and I had to put blue, okay? I had to put blue in there. So blue is what I started with. I haven't decided on my other colors yet. I may keep the green the same. I may keep the red the same. But I don't know if I want to leave the gold out completely, or, so anyway, I'm just going to see how, you know, what happens as I'm stitching it. So this is a piece of 16 count Picture This Plus. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure it's pewter, because I remember thinking this was so pretty, and I don't care what I stitch on everything, so I didn't care that it was Ada. I just thought it was a really pretty color, and I wasn't sure if I was going to do something Halloween or something wintry. So I like the way the blue is showing up on that. This is Deep Sea from Weeks Dye Works. So that's just how much I got done in one night. And that chart can be found in the files when you join the Facebook group called The Sampler Life, and Sampler Life is one word. So I actually think I saw a post. It may have been suggested for me, or I might have seen a finish where the person said she got the free chart from the Sampler Life. Whatever it was, I saw it on social media and I had to go join that group. Okay, today is, I actually think this is called I Love Thee. Is it called I Love Thee? It's by Midsummer Night Dreams. Midsummer Night. I can't read my own shorthand. Anyway, the link will be in there. I stitched this so long ago. Actually, this is probably older than the Liberty. This should be my vintage stitch for today. And it's still on her blog. And I found the original chart that I had printed off, but I didn't make any notes on that. And I probably have notes someplace that tells me what I did, what fabric I chose, but I couldn't find it. So I looked up the original chart this morning, and it looks like I used all of the same DMC colors, but for the border and the lettering, I used an overdye. And who cares what I use, because it's so many years later the dye lot won't match anyway, so it doesn't matter. I just picked, you know, a Weeks or a, it was probably a Weeks or a General Art, and I just picked whatever was the closest to the original DMC, but that would have a little bit of interest as I stitched around the border. So I think this is really cute. I love the frame. It kind of really lets the blue and the pink stand out. So that's my Midsummer Nights design. It's called Lovebird. Okay, I got all that done. Now, I looked at all my comments and picked a winner through the random number generator. So this was the giveaway from last week, the Little Bits of Love. And this goes to Susan from Colorado. And I did comment on her comment. So she's going to get that. I'll just wait to get her physical address so I can mail that out. And then this week's giveaway, because it's probably the only way I would have remembered to talk about it. I don't know why, but I forget these things. Nashville Cash. So I'm selling these ahead of time. You don't have to choose what you want to buy from Nashville. You just have to invest some money in my store so that you're guaranteed to buy something from me. You actually have until June, so it doesn't have to be a Nashville item. If you do see some things that you want me to pick up at Nashville, definitely tell me, because I can't get everything. So each of the gift certificates is $25, and you will get all of the free charts given away, you know, that I receive at market. You'll get entered into a door prize drawing, and really every year almost everybody gets something. And you get double the marks on your book club card if you buy charts. So if you buy 5 charts, you get 10 marks. So you get to a free one quicker. So just say something about Nashville on this one. And you actually have 2 weeks to comment, because there will be no video next Sunday. And so I figured I'd give more people a chance to get this. All right, that's that. So just something about Nashville. And then the last thing I want to show you, these are scissors that I got recently. I'm just going to show you can you see all the colors? There's turquoise, and this is actually orange. It looks yellow in there, but it's, well, maybe I can just pull them out. So they didn't have all of them in stock that I wanted. So I basically went through and mixed up the fob and the color scissors so that there weren't too many of them the same. So a lot of them had black handles anyway. So there's a pink. And these are Victoria Whitson. She's a needlepoint designer. I got them from Florida Paris because they carry a lot of needlepoint stuff as well. I think I maybe already showed this one with the Harlequin, like the gold and black. and then a purple and a purple, and a pink and a black. Okay, so my thoughts on this are that, you know, they're not bad for $9. This was bothering me a little bit because when I was cutting, sometimes it would get caught between the handles and I couldn't cut all the way through what I was cutting. So maybe you won't even leave it on, but it comes with it. So what I decided is that if I was using it, and I cut fabric with it, not even just thread, I cut fabric scraps to see whether it cut all the way down to the end, and it does. But what I was thinking is, and the finger holes aren't super huge, so you don't want this thing to get in the way. So my idea was to push it all the way, you know, near where your knuckle is, so that when you're stitching, it doesn't get in the way. And, you know, not bad. And they come with the matching sheath. So those are $9. And they can be reordered. Next time I order, I'll try to get the other color combinations. But I really had fun mixing up the fobs. Is it a fob? Is this part just called a fob? I can't remember. And I'm not gonna, I know some of you are probably yelling at the screen right now. But anyway, I had fun mixing up the colors so they were like almost all different. Okay, that's all I have for today, except stay tuned for a couple 4.5 minute video that shows all the Valentine models behind me and then some other ones in the shop. And the ones at the end are going to be either singly that are too high up on the wall, or somebody had taken them home for Valentine's Day. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and then I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye.